I cannot see shit.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really see shit either.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just do it. I'll do audio.
Yeah.
Whatever salvageable video there is.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're about to go see the Hateful Eight. We're doing a sort of like before and after deal with it. Yeah, fuck it. Man, I can't see shit. Yeah, so we're both pretty excited about this movie because it's Quentin Tarantino and it doesn't have fucking superheroes in it.
Yeah, it's rated R, you know. It's a movie that I get to watch without cutesy bullshit and singy songs. And that makes me happy because that's all I fucking see anymore.
That's all that's like pretty much playing other than Star Wars. There's like Rob Schneider's playing a polar bear.
Yeah, and it's like I was saying earlier, the animation is just getting so lazy.
Rob Schneider's as a polar bear.
Rob Schneider is...
I really wish he was a stapler.
A stapler.
If they did a movie about like the brave little stapler or some shit and had Rob Schneider do the voice,
Rob Schneider is the brave little stapler.
Yes, I don't know anything about this movie other than that one trailer.
I have the
general idea what it's about. Like there was a Playboy comic book, like this issue of Playboy that Holly had laying around, where they did like a Hateful Eight comic book thing. Huh. And it looked kind of cool, but it's like I don't want to read it because I don't want to spoil the movie. But
yeah.
So
that's what, like, I've just done absolute zero research on this movie. I don't even know what it's really about because, like, this will be my first Tarantino film. Like, actually my second, and Inglourious Basterds was my first, but
it's gonna be fucking Western Reservoir Dogs, basically.
Yeah.
From what I understand. With the length of Titanic.
Well, you know, I have no... That's weird. Like, the anticipation is strange because there's no, like,
I don't watch
any
trailers. I don't want to know shit about the movie before I see it, so...
I don't know. I can't help it. I love trailers. Like, I am a trailer junkie, and a lot of trailers end up way better than the movie. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, well...
Like Punisher Warzone. I was so excited to see that movie, and it was such a letdown.
I don't know.
The only good thing about that movie was the villain.
I don't know. The violence was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, but I could watch, you know, any action movie, you know, from the past, like, 10 years that's rated R and get an equal amount of violence. You know, I could watch Crank.
I guess that's true.
Like, I want depth, you know, that wasn't there. The character, you know, was not, he just wasn't Frank Castle. He just didn't do it. Like, he was the badass, not the person. And, you know, like...
You know what's going to be horrible is if we get into this movie and then, like, four of the Hateful Eight are, speaking, like, Swahili or some shit.
Oh, my God.
It's
I'm gonna be like,
Inglourious Basterds style.
I'm going to be so pissed. It's like, not that I have anything, like, against subtitles, but sometimes, you know,
it was kind of overkill in that movie because it's Quentin Tarantino dialogue, so it's like, I gotta read this.
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta read this. Just going and going and going. This is supposed to be...
Rewinded, I didn't get that last part.
The only other thing I heard about this movie is Quentin Tarantino pissed off a lot of cops because he went to some, like, Black Lives Matter rally. But,
Wait, what?
He went to some Black Lives Matters rally and he made some statement about, like, calling the murderers the murderers or some shit like that, and talking about the cops, and they pissed off a bunch of cops and they were trying to boycott this movie, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm waiting 2 years to watch this movie. I don't give a shit what he said.
For real.
If he called me out personally and told me I was a cocksucker, I'd be like, alright, well, listen, man, let me tell you about your fucking film attorney show, okay? It sucks, alright? You need to learn how to fucking edit, dude. Okay? Anyway, yeah, so I think it's about time to go see this movie. So, we'll be back with an afterward review of The Hateful Eight. Alright, so we're back out of The Hateful Eight. What was your thoughts on the Hateful Eight?
I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on how I feel about this movie. It, in many ways, it was brilliant.
It was like Quentin Tarantino's The Thing, is what it reminded me of. It was like that feel of, not just because Kurt Russell's in it, but of like the not knowing.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or does Kurt Russell play like the best fucking cowboy?
Yeah, it's kind of a part he's made for. Skin that smoke wagon, we'll see what happens.
The story was, it was well thought out, but it was just like, I don't know, it was too Tarantino. It was like a little bit overly predictable, but at the same time,
I didn't really see much of anything in that movie coming, really. I mean, I had a few things, but
no, performance-wise,
I knew the door was going to come into play later because of how many Quentin Tarantino added about an extra 7 minutes to the movie with him nailing that fucking door back up.
Performance-wise, like,
oh, it was great.
Everybody's performance was fucking amazing. Like, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah.
She was the best one in the movie, really.
Like, you know, and she hasn't been in anything in fucking forever.
Yeah, Quentin's all about bringing people back. A fucking $20 bag of popcorn. Still not over that one. I don't know if it was worth $25, but it was pretty fucking good. Actually, keeping it for a prop. Yeah, I figured out they weren't gonna ever turn the sound off in there, so it was like, well, that's gonna fuck everything up.
Yeah, but the only thing about it is
the
like,
lighting was kind of shitty.
It's like, you know, the movie was so fucking long that, you know, by the time it
could have used a few less minutes.
Yeah, that's something I've been noticing, and, you know, I heard one opinion at work that it was better than Django. Nah. It's smarter than Django, yes. It's got more, you know, it's more it's structured more like a Tarantino film than Django was.
It is very Reservoir Doggish. Like,
yeah, it was. Like, the when everything starts to unravel and you start to, you know, kind of figure out what's going on, you know, you're just like, holy shit, what kind of movie am I watching? You know, it takes such a hard turn, you know, but
you definitely don't see some of the shit coming that happens. Like, oh fuck it, we'll just throw the spoilers. I didn't see Walton Goggins hanging on all the way through the movie. I figured he would be the, like, second or third at least to be knocked off.
Walton Goggins was fucking great as always. He was so much fun in that movie. Like, you know, I heard, you know, like, audience members laughing at some of his lines that I didn't really find funny, but, like, I could kind of get it. Like, he was so animated. Like, he was just great.
He was kind of the Mr. Pink of this movie, really.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was like, Quentin's like, oh, I'm gonna rewrite Reservoir Dogs and just
make it a Western.
Make it a Western, but not a Western. It just takes place in that era. You know, like, as far as it being, yeah, it was a good movie.
I didn't feel the length all that much, though, except for the waiting for the movie to start part.
Oh, no, dude. Halfway through that movie, I was like, please, somebody just shoot something and, like, I want to see something happen. You know, there was way too much of people talking.
I don't mind that so much, though. I mean, considering there was only, like, 10 characters.
Yeah.
It's the Hateful Eight and the Unaware 2.
Yeah, I don't really get the title. Like, really, I don't. Because...
sounds cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Definitely my favorite Quentin title that he's ever come up with.
I wonder if it's just because it's his 8th movie, because really, like, the number 8 doesn't come into play anywhere.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't, because there are more than 8 people, you know, from the very beginning. Like, that once you get this,
I think it's her 4, and then like the 4 that was with her, and then the Goggins and Jackson and Russell and OB.
Yeah, was Michael Parks OB? Is
No,
that
that
what it
was-
said in the credits?
No, it was James. It was his son, James Parks.
Oh, I was about to say.
I ain't going out in that shit again.
That was funny. And then like he gets the shortest straw. It was a good movie. It was very Quentin, but I really do just hope it's not his last movie.
I don't think it will be. I think he said he's going to 10.
I hope, because like that would have just been it wasn't epic enough for a last movie. It didn't.
No, I didn't feel any like last movie anything about this. But
Unless it's your last movie before you fucking die. Like that's because the movie was kind of it was very dark. It was one of the darkest things that I think I've seen from him, really, when you think about it. Like he went to a whole nother level of just perverse in that movie in certain parts.
yeah, that whole like Sam Jackson monologue about like when the showdown with him and Bruce Dern, like that kind of got to a point. It's like the Kevin Smith assistant writing this, or fuck.
Yeah. Some of the dialogue, this bothered me. Some of the dialogue was out of its time era.
Oh, that was in both movies. Django was the same way. I don't think motherfucker was coined till like the 30s, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know my history on swear words, but I'm talking about like some of the like Samuel L. Jackson referred to himself as a black dude. I really don't think. I think dude back then was a whole different word altogether. That was like a title, like a job title. Like
That's a name no one would self-apply where I come from.
But the
there ain't a whole lot about the Hateful Eight that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Sam Jackson's performance was amazing as always.
Yeah, that's nothing new with him.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I guess it's not really a surprise. I'm
doing my damn cigarettes.
I'm about to have to find mine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm walking out of this going, yeah, that's the best Quentin Tarantino movie I've ever. But it was pretty fucking good.
It was good. I'd even say it was great, but favorite, no. I mean, but it's hard for me to decide a favorite when it comes to Tarantino.
Oh,
But yeah, can I get one of those? 'Cause I can't. Mine's on my bag. But really, I mean, it's weird because I remember after seeing Django, I said I wanted to see Quentin Tarantino do more westerns. But that was just like not what I had in mind at all. Like when I said that.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't going so much for the Western feel as... Like, it was going for more... It seemed like more of a Hitchcock thing. Like, that he was kind of aiming for.
Yeah, because it was like this slowly unraveling mystery. It was not... it was more of a suspense than anything. It was a suspense movie,
Glenn Ross with guns. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess 'cause, like, going back from, like... After Kill Bill, I think now you just expect nothing but high action movies from Quentin Tarantino. Because, like, Inglourious Bastards had, like, a lot of action. It had the big epic ending. Django had a lot of action. And then this one's back to more like that Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Reservoir Dogs, where it's mostly dialogue.
Yeah, because like I said, about halfway through the movie, I was just like, just somebody shoot something, please. I just want to hear a gun go off. Like, I don't care if you shoot a fucking tin can, just shoot something.
Once everybody starts shooting everyone, though, I got to the point where I was expecting somebody to just shoot somebody for no fucking reason out of nowhere.
But with Quentin movies, it's a weird thing. Like, you always have to kind of get used to the movie. Like, I'm gonna have to see the movie again before I can really appreciate it. It's the same thing with the Rob Zombie movie. Like, the first time you see it, or at least with me, the first time I see it, it's so hard for me to really appreciate it. Like, I have to watch it again. A few times.
I'm definitely planning to watch this movie again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
I found myself at the end really sort of pulling for the Jennifer Jason Leigh character. Just kind of hoping, like, that, I don't know, it'd go differently than it did. I don't know if I want to completely spoil it.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying, though. It kind of set itself up for an epic ending. Which I'm not gonna say the ending wasn't really epic, but I mean everything kind of wrapped up nice, you know. You understood what happened.
There was that whole running bit with the Lincoln letter.
And you know what's funny? It's like, I bet you that you know, like, I wonder if in Quentin's mind, like, that letter was real the whole time. You know, if, like, when he was writing this, like, maybe that's just something he left out of the movie, but I would have, like, made some twist at the very, like, last bit where when Walton Goggins is reading it, it shows the letter and there's, like, a seal or something that, like, makes it completely authentic.
I don't know, I kind of like the fact that he lied about it, because it seems like a little more, I don't know, realistic that would happen. You would be able to get away with pulling a lot more shenanigans back then than now.
True. That is true. But the, I don't know, the way that the movie was set and just that cold, dead winter, you know, that really set the mood for it. You know, the movie, like, the whole time you're watching, like, the first half of the movie, and you're like, something's coming. I know something's coming. I don't know when it's coming. I wish it would come. But then when it comes, you're just like, okay, shit's finally fucking starting to happen.
It was like watching a play more than anything.
Yeah, like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Well, even Pulp Fiction, it feels like watching a play. You know, like, Kill Bill feels almost, you know, like Shakespearean era. Quentin has a very artistic way of looking at what he does, you know, and it comes out like, I mean, maybe one would call it pretentious, and that might be what makes it good filmmaking.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to call, like, Quentin stuff pretentious. I would call David Lynch's stuff pretentious before I would Tarantino's.
Oh no, I think I would go ahead and call Inglourious Basterds like the most pretentious movie I've ever seen.
It's kinda, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm gonna make you read. I'm so good, I'm gonna make you read this shit, motherfuckers. Like, oh, come on, dude. Like, the whole fucking movie.
It is a good movie when you, like, sit down and actually take the time. Like, the thing with Inglourious Basterds is it's such a project to watch that movie. It's not like something like Goodfellas or Casino where you throw it on in the background and leave it going, you know, and just look up every time something cool's happening. Or like Reservoir Dogs, like, all right, Mr. Blonde's gonna cut off the guy's ear. Let me take a second to look over. But, like, with that one, it's like, no, I have to sit here and read this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Absorb the story or ignore, like, 2 chapters of the movie.
Yeah, you have, yeah, you get that way with, like, Django, man. Like, I think the first time I saw Django, I bought it, and I didn't watch it all in one sitting. You know, it's kind of, I don't know, Quentin has that way of just, like, putting so much shit into your brain you have to take a break from it. And, like, this movie did that. It definitely took you to a really strange place that you know, in your mind that you never thought you'd be. Like, you felt the discomfort in that room.
Yeah.
You felt the tension between the characters.
The narrator coming up in the middle of the movie was weird.
Yeah, that is the one thing, like, in the whole movie I was really like, oh, come on, dude. Really?
That wouldn't be the first time he's done that, but, like, Sam Jackson shows up in Inglourious Basterds to do a monologue to basically just explain the nitrate film.
Yeah, but Sam Jackson's voice is, like, way more narraty, or I don't know, it has more of a narrator feel than Quentin Tarantino. Is like, this happened, and then this happened 15 minutes before this happened, and it's just like...
Was that Quentin narrating?
Had to be. It was definitely Quentin narrating. I saw...
It seemed a little short-winded.
Yeah, but I mean, he was also on a script. You know,
Yeah.
he wrote it. You know.
Okay, now 15 minutes beforehand. Now, if you've ever seen the Sergio Leone film, The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, you would know that this is a move that I took directly from that film. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I saw Good and the Bad and the Ugly.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was definitely his narration, and it's like what bothered me about it is we could have done completely without it. Like,
It was a bit unnecessary.
it was extremely
Like, we wouldn't have
unnecessary.
figured it out.
Yeah, like you know, I mean, I would have enjoyed the movie honestly a little better without the narration. It's like, you know, just why didn't they show what he was saying? They did show what he was saying. They could have just shown what he was saying. You know, like, but Tarantino's just like, nah, you know, I want to be in this movie somewhere. It was just my voice. You know, like, I don't know, but
I felt really bad for Zoe Bell in this movie.
I don't know. Something about her just irritates the shit out of me, so I
Really?
didn't. Yeah. Something about her is just like unnaturally bubbly, and she doesn't belong in movies. Her personality is not good for movies.
I like Zoe Bell.
Like, I mean, I know she's a stunt person, but that's what she should stick to. Like, because even in Death Proof, like, you know, every character in that little
movie was fucking painful to sit through.
it was
in
good
the theater
though.
because it was just because of like in the theater, like, you've sat through all the bullshit, you sat through the trailer, you sat through Planet Terror, now you're sitting through more trailers, and then you get to Death Proof and you're halfway through it, it's like, I want a cigarette so fucking bad. These bitches shut up and just get to the climax. I don't care if he's a stagehand fucker. Get to the climax.
For real. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Zoe Bell's presence in movies is just so unauthentic, and she just doesn't do it. Like, it breaks up the entire flow of the fourth wall. Like, it feels like it feels like she wants so much attention that, you know, she's drawing it from you. Like, not like an actor that's supposed to blend in with their environment. You know, their artificial environment, their imaginary.
You always have to explain, like, Quentin always has to, like, explain her accent for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, he did it in this movie and he did it in Death Proof too. It's like, we got it, she's from Australia. I guess in this one it makes more sense. In Death Proof, it's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Play ship's mass so we can get to the end of this.
Yeah, but I don't know, this movie, she wasn't really in it long enough to do leave any lasting impression. But the actor that wasn't credited, something else Quentin does a lot, it's like, I'm just gonna slip this guy in here. You're not gonna see this guy coming in here, like in Inglourious Bastards with Michael Myers or Mike Myers.
No, his name was in the credits.
Yeah, but it wasn't like advertised in the movie, like it's not.
He wasn't a really important character in that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just I don't want to spoil it. You know, I'm trying to avoid spoilers because I guess who I'm talking about in Hateful Eight is kind of a, you know, that's kind of a big deal. Like, his name's not in the opening credits, and you don't see it, and you know, you just don't see it coming that he's going to be in that movie. You know, and then when he does show up, you're like, this is quite out of a place fucking movie for him. But
Wait, who are you talking about?
fucking Channing Tatum.
Oh, yeah, his name's in the credits.
Really?
I forgot he was in the movie because he doesn't show up for, like, ever. And then I was like, oh yeah, this must be who Channing Tatum is playing. I forgot he was even in this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the last one credited in the credit. Yeah,
I must have missed that. But the that's the thing about this movie is, like, you spend the whole, probably more than half of the movie just getting to know the characters. And then when the shit hits the fan, it is merciless. It does not let up. It is just fucking terrible thing happening after terrible thing happening. Just a constant flow of bad shit all the way until the ending. And that, you know, that's like the thing. That's, I think, what a lot of people want to see out of a Quentin movie is they want to see the bad shit.
Tarantino seems to have replaced his foot fetish with a shooting people in the dick fetish. It's the second time this happened in one of his movies in a row.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, shit. It happened in Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's always that's another movie where like you get to a certain point, like when he gets to the Bruce and Fabian scene, I just sort of blank out and quit giving a shit. So I mean, Tarantino movies definitely have that, like occasionally have that lull in them where you're like, I can do without this junk.
Oh yeah. Well,
that and like there's always a character that does something really, really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie had that. I just did something really fucking stupid and fucked everyone moment.
You know what? It's probably there, but we're gonna have to watch the movie again to catch
that's
it.
True too.
Yeah, because so many things were done, like so many actions. Like, really, yeah. I think when Samuel L. Jackson fucking went on that tirade to the general and all that, distracted everybody long enough for shit to go awry. Like, really, he kind of made the mistake that fucked everybody in this movie.
Yeah, but that wasn't like Schultz shooting Calvin Candy, and it's like he could have just shook his hand and everybody could have got the fuck out of it. Or Vince leaving the fucking machine gun on the table at Butch's house. I'm gonna take a dump. Let me just leave the machine gun here. I gotta bring the book. It's more enthralling.
Yeah, like that is something that's always... The funny thing about Vince in Pulp Fiction is he's always talking about, I'm gonna go take a shit. And then it's like he takes that one shit and it's the shit that
every time he goes
him.
into a bathroom, something fucked up happens.
Yeah, he should just avoid bathrooms altogether.
I'm gonna piss outside. Take a dump in Butch's toaster.
I took a dump in your toaster. Oh my god. Fucking yeah, but like you know Quentin for a while was planning on doing a movie about the Vega brothers.
A double V Vega or
yeah,
some shit.
Horrible fucking name.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish that would have happened. I mean, I know it couldn't happen now, because
you cast Channing Tatum and Walton Goggins to be the Vega brothers.
I don't know. I don't know if Channing Tatum could pull off either one of those. Walton Goggins, on the other hand, I don't know. He's a pretty talented actor.
He'd be a good Carnage.
He always plays
He
always plays kind of like a...
He always plays like a Weasley bad guy.
Yeah, or just a weirdo.
Or a tranny from
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy. Apparently he was in like that other show, The Shield, that Kurt Sutter did, and he wanted in Sons of Anarchy, and he's like, I feel like the only way we can like make it work is if you had tits and a wig, and Goggins is like, I'll do it.
I think Goggins is just one of those actors that's just like, yeah, give me some work.
Yeah, he's been around for a while now. Like he's worked himself into some pretty interesting shit. You got anything else on the Hateful Eight?
It didn't suck.
No, it definitely didn't suck.
It was pretty damn good. Really hope it's not Quentin's last movie.
I just seriously doubt it will be.
Just because of the fact that it was a good movie, but it just wasn't good enough to go out on. You know, like I expect him to go out on a fucking Kill Bill type. You know, something just mind-blowingly awesome.
Well, he already said he's going to 10, so he's got 2 more. If he's planning to quit, which I don't think he will.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't want to be like the old guy at the party, but at the same time, it's in his blood.
Well, you know, how many times has Stephen King retired?
And Ozzy's retired 100 times. I'm not going to do it. Sharon, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm out of shit to say about it at this point without spoiling anything.
Yeah,
I'd have
I
to
know.
watch it again to honestly get any more detailed. I'm running on bullet points right now. I had to piss for about an hour and a half into that thing.
Yeah, me too. That was the bad part. It was just like, oh my god. Yeah, about an hour, and that's the thing. An hour and a half into it is about another hour and a half away from the end. That was such a long
I've gotten
movie.
used to movies being that long, though. Like, all the comic book movies are pretty much that long. I mean, really, Pulp Fiction's about that long. It just doesn't seem like it. But, yeah, you burn up a good 2.5 hours watching Pulp Fiction, so...
Yeah, and well, I don't know. With Pulp Fiction, you don't feel the length as much.
I didn't feel it watching this, or Django.
I
I felt it
did.
watching Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I was never in so much suspense for a credit sequence in my life while I was watching that fucking thing.
For real.
I was like, they're all running at each other with the guns and the tanks, and I'm like, if he just cut to a credit sequence right here, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, well, Dark Knight Rises is kind of a different story altogether. That movie felt like so thrown together at the last minute, and,
Yeah.
it wasn't...
Well, it didn't have anything like, the other two, like, Batman Begins had that washing Schumacher away, so people were just like, oh, people aren't shooting at Batman with neon guns this time.
Yeah.
And then the second one had Heath Ledger, which I've come to the conclusion that if you take him out of the movie, it stinks.
Well, yeah. The first one was good. Batman Begins is a really just all-around good movie. Very entertaining, but, yeah, I've come to that conclusion before, too, that, like, the Joker made that movie. Like, they should have just called it the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
Just Joker. And it would have been, that would have been better than The Dark Knight just for the fact that it had been more authentic. The movie was driven by that character. Like, everything, even down to Batman's fucking fight choreography in that one started to slow down. It wasn't as good. And he was, like, trying to overact his Batman voice, Bleh.
I was thinking something else with the Hateful Eight is like how much time in the beginning was spent just showing them nail that fucking door back together. There was that, and like now I never actually thought of this. The thing where they're in the blizzard and they're taking the sticks to like make the trail to the outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of that. It's kind of interesting.
No, I'm sure they did that in blizzards.
I'm sure they did too. Why?
So they can see. In a blizzard, you can't see past 10 feet in front of you.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah, because remember they said every 10 paces, you drop a stake, so you could see the motherfucker, and the stream was to follow it, because you can't even really open your eyes in a blizzard. Yeah, that was, another thing that was interesting about the movie was just kind of seeing how things were in that time period. You never really thought of, like, what the fuck is a haberdashery?
I still don't know what that is.
Apparently,
I've been wondering what that is since...
Apparently, it's a little place for, like, travelers to rest or some shit. I don't know.
I've been wondering what that was since we saw The Departed.
We're
not in the fucking haberdashery business.
What the
fuck is that?
I always thought haberdashery was just bullshit. Like, this is just a bunch of haberdashery.
Fish hatchery.
Really?
I feel like I looked it up once. Fish hatchery, I think, is one of the definitions for that, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But there are a lot of things that raise, like, you didn't think about stuff like that. You didn't think about, well, you watch a Western and you don't think about, well, these people could have been in the war. You don't think about, like, just the small things, like all of the documents that, like, a bounty hunter would have had to keep on them back then.
Yeah.
It was such a different time, but at the same time, like, it wasn't, because you still had...
Everything took a really long time back then.
Yeah. But you don't really think about things like that when you're watching a movie from a different era until you see that movie,
Yeah.
But,
I recommend it highly. This was a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I do. Just, I definitely don't recommend it if you're in a hurry to get anywhere. And I don't recommend it if you just, cannot tolerate sitting through a good bit of slow movie to get to the good part. It had that thing, like you were saying, like Death Proof. Had that. It was so
It wasn't as tedious as Death Proof.
True. But it's so slow. A lot of the movie is spent building suspense, and then the rest of it is spent delivering. That suspense, kind of like, that's what classic horror movies did.
Yeah, that's what I said. It reminded me a lot of The Thing.
Yeah, it reminded me of just it felt like a horror movie more than anything. It felt like something horrific was gonna happen, and yeah, it did, but it wasn't. It wasn't really horrific once you see it, just because it's like, it's gonna happen. And Quentin, with his blood and gore, he's so playful with it that you can't take it too seriously. Even though some of it, like in this one, I'm
pretty sure your head would. You see that fucking head come apart when he shot that one dude with the 2 guns, and his head just goes. I'm pretty sure that would actually happen.
Yeah, I guess. It depends on a lot of things.
Well, the caliber of gun, but also at point blank with 2 of them at the same time.
No, I think that just put 2 big ass holes in your head. But it depends, yeah, like you said. If it was a fucking shotgun, then yeah, but either way, it was still pretty awesome, especially like when you've gone that long in the movie waiting for some, blood and gore, and then you finally get it. Because that's one thing, like, you can count on with the Quentin movie. You're gonna have, a lot of blood and gore at some point. Sometimes it might take for fucking ever to get there, but once you get it, it's like, wow. It's like, you built up that suspense, and you're happy that it's there. Oh yeah, Caitlyn's just gonna come pick me up from here. That might be her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's going to go to the store and asked if I wanted to come with her. I think that is her.
Alright, well, yeah, I'm pretty much out of shit to say about it, other than it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Highly recommend it.
Alright, well, that's the end of this. Get out of here.